Hey guys, I just watched a video of Keith Rucker doing the metal rescue, and I actually received some of it as well several months ago, and I shot a video on it. And I just have not taken the time to edit it and upload it. So him uploading his video this morning prompted me to go ahead and get my footage together and upload it. So let me show you that now. So I was just going to use my regular go-to. This is PIcklex 20. I've been using this for a long time. It's not cheap. It's about 50 bucks for this bottle, but it works really fast and really well. And the one thing I really like about that is you do not need to neutralize it after you've used it. Most of the metal rust removers require some type of neutralizing where you mix baking soda or ammonia with water and rinse it off. And when you add the water back to it, you can get flash rusting. So I really like that. Metal Rescue, and this thing has been, the label's kind of gotten messed up. It just kind of, I guess some of it came out in the bag. But I have a link in the description for these guys. Check them out. They sent this to me quite a while ago and have contacted me a couple times asking if I've had a chance to use it yet. They did not send me the gel, and I don't really do a lot of small parts that you would submerge, which is what this is, the Metal Rescue Rust Remover Bath. But we're gonna try to mix it and use it as a topical applicant and see if that works for us. So let's get to mixing it, and I'm gonna do one half of the of this with PIcklex 20 and the other half with the Metal Rescue. All right, so I'm gonna do this part of the table with PIcklex 20. Again, this is the product, and if you're interested in this, you can go to autobodyforums.net, I believe it is, and buy it there. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not getting paid by them. I do have some friends that hang out over there. So what you do with this is you just spray it on liberally. You want to really get it wet. And the key is not to let it dry while you're working it. And you'll see how fast this goes here. I really hate that I let this go. It hasn't really been that long, but it's already started to make a mess on this thing. So you want to get it really wet and work it in with a Scotch-Brite pad, and you don't want to let it dry. You don't want to let it start to dry anywhere, otherwise it'll get a really chalky residue on it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wipe this, and while it's wet you want to just wipe it off with a clean paper towel. Again, you do not want to let it dry on here. Really get it dry. All right, you can see that it did a nice job. Now, I'm going to bring you in close here. A little bit of where it's converted the rust into this black top coating, which is what most rust converters do. If you have any pitting at all, it'll just convert that over to that black topping that preserves it and keeps it from rusting further. So what I'm going to do now that I've got this all the way down is go and do another application just in the areas here that look pretty bad, and see if we can get those removed even more. Same thing, don't wait till it dries, go ahead and wipe it while it's wet. All right, now that got most of it off of there. There's still a little bit more, and we could go over it another time or two and probably get the rest of it. But overall, I mean, you can see what this side looks like over here. So pretty happy with that. Now, that doesn't need to be neutralized. You're done with it. And it also leaves a protective film on there that as long as you don't get it doused, it'll help protect against just humidity and moisture in the air to keep it from flash rusting. So now we're going to do the Metal Rescue. Let me move this stuff out of the way. And we're going to move over and do the other side. All right, so this is 14 ounces, and it's meant to mix with a gallon of water. So 14 ounces to a gallon. Gallon's got 128 ounces in it. It's basically a 9 or 10 to 1 mix ratio. So I've got 8 ounces of water here, and I'm gonna double up on it and do 2 ounces of this, just to make it a little bit stronger, because we're not doing a submerged application here, and that's just how I'm going to do it. Again, I didn't have the gel, they didn't send it to me, and I don't really do a lot of stuff where I need to submerge something, so we're going to just fill it up to the tin. And it really doesn't have a smell to it. This has a little bit of an acidic, sort of almost a vinegar type smell, which could be an ingredient in there. Now I think the correct way to do this would be to pour it on here and cover it with plastic to keep it from drying out. But I don't have I'm not really set up to do this very good, and I don't want this stuff just running everywhere, and I don't have the gel, so we're gonna just apply the same technique that we did with the other with the PickleX 20. Let me get you around to a different angle here. All right, this is definitely not activating as fast as the PickleX 20 is. So just as a direct comparison, let me just wipe it off now. And it's not the proper way to do this, but let's see what we get. All right, so with that application, one of the things that you can see is the heavy, leftover bit here. Now, right here was a rusted area that was equivalent to this, and you can see it's pretty much gone with the PickleX 20. So I'm gonna do some more on it and let it sit for about an hour, and just come over every couple minutes and keep it wet, keep applying more of it, and see what'll happen after an hour. All right, it's been about an hour on this, and I can see that it has gotten it really black there, so that might be a good thing. I'm going to also take this, which has flash rusted up a good bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and soak it in here. And we'll let that sit for a while, and that'll be the real test of what this stuff is used for. So let me pull the plastic off and see what we got. All right, let me get you in close where you can see what's going on here. So we had a rust area. You can kind of sort of see a little outline of it right here. And this is the PickleX 20 side. And it was pretty severe. It was about like this one right here. And you can see that after an hour, it started to do some work on it, but it's still not removed yet. So what I think I'll do is, because I do want to get this clean, and I realize that I should be using the gel product for this from Metal Rescue, which I do not have. They didn't send me that. But so let me dry it off the rest of the way, and then we're going to do this side in PickleX 20. All right, you can see that PickleX 20 definitely made a noticeable difference. You see the pitting is pretty much gone out of that. So Anyway, we'll come back in a little bit. I'm going to let this sit in here for maybe about an hour and see how it does with it submerged in the solution there, and we'll get a better read on it. All right, so it's been 24 hours. You can see the liquid, I guess, sort of wicked up a little bit on that. I'm not sure how that got up there like that, but you can definitely see the line. Very dramatic difference there. Completely rust free. Wow, I'm quite impressed. So I think let's wipe it off a little bit. I think you have to neutralize this as well. Have to read the instructions to see, but pretty noticeable difference there in just dipping that. I mean, all the rust is completely gone off of it. And again, this is not heavily pitted. This is a little bit of light surface rust. So anyway, what we're going to do now is go ahead and put on this dry coat on this table to keep it from getting any surface rust or exposed to moisture and that kind of thing, and check it out, see how that works. So let me get set up and we'll spray this on and then we'll wrap up the video. All right, guys, that wraps up this video. This is all this footage you saw I shot about 2-3 months ago. And so as you can tell, I've been using the saw a lot. I just finished up the project and haven't come over here to clean this. And you'll see, a little bit of kind of rust reforming. A lot of times I'll cut things on the plasma table and get them right off the plasma table. They might have little tabs or something on them that I need to cut off. And so it'll have a little bit of moisture on it and it'll drip on there. But I think those are just drops or sitting on the surface. But I would say I've been pretty pleased with the protective nature of the stuff that we put on there. And overall, pretty happy with keeping this thing rust free.